Hello dear students, welcome back to the course of Mathematics 1. In this video we are going to start with a new chapter, improper integrals. Particularly in this video we will discuss about improper integrals of type 1 and type 2, or you may say improper integral of kind 1 and kind 2. So let us first understand what is the improper integrals. Suppose we have given that this integral and that integral is known as improper integral if one or both the limit of integration are infinite, or if the function f of x becomes infinite at 1 within or at the end point of the interval of the integration. So there are three kinds of improper integrals. So let us see first improper integral of the kind 1, or you may say type 1. The integral a to b fx dx is called improper integral of kind 1 or type 1 if either lower limit or the upper limit or both are infinite. So let us see its example. So this is the lower limit, that is the minus infinite, upper limit, that is the plus infinite, and both are limit, that is infinite, that is minus infinite to plus infinite, and therefore these are the example of the improper integrals of the kind 1. But now question arises that how we can solve these kind of improper integrals. So in that case you have to assume that first, if f of x is a continuous on a to infinite, then the integration a to infinite fx dx that can be solved by assuming infinite is replaced by b, and then after we will assume that the limit b tends to infinite. So ultimately you will get limit b tends to infinite integration a to b fx dx. Similarly, if f of x is a continuous on minus infinite to b, then we will assume that minus infinite is replaced by new constant, and then after we will take limit a tends to minus infinite. And the same, if fx is a continuous on minus infinite to plus infinite, then the improper integral minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx that can be evaluated by integration minus infinite to a, where a is nothing but any constant between minus infinite to plus infinite, such that we must have f of a must be finite value. So in that case we can write integration minus infinite to fx dx plus integration a to infinite fx dx. But again, lower limit is nothing but minus infinite and your upper limit is nothing but infinite. So we are going to assuming instead of that is b here, so we will assume that limit b tends to infinite, minus infinite, plus limit c to infinite, and this infinite is replaced by c, so we can write this one. So these improper integrals in equation 1, 2 and 3 are called convergent if the corresponding limits are exist, otherwise it will be the divergent. So let us see first example, integration 0 to infinite 1 divided by x square plus 1. So let us see upper limit is nothing but infinite, so we can say this is the improper integrals of the kind 1. So therefore whenever we solve this kind of, so what we are going to assuming that infinite is replaced by new constant. So t tends to infinite, integration that is 0 to t 1 divided by x square plus 1 dx. But we know that integration of these functions 1 divided by x square plus 1, that is the tan inverse x over y2, that is 0 to t. But upper limit is t, so just put it tan inverse t minus x is equal 0, so what we get, tan inverse 0, that is the 0. So when you simplify, so tan inverse infinite is what exactly, that is a pi by 2, and which is a finite quantity, and therefore we can say this improper integral is nothing but convergent and its value is nothing but pi by 2. Let us consider another question. Determine whether the integral 1 to infinite 1 divided by x square dx is convergent or divergent. Find the value of it if it is convergent. That means we need to first consider that the given improper integral is which one kind. So we can say this is the first kind because of the upper limit is that is infinite. So we have to first evaluate. So for that, what I'm just going to assuming that infinite is replaced by new constant, so t, so then take limit t tends to infinite, and then after integration of 1 divided by x square is nothing but minus 1 divided by x over 1 to t, then put first upper limit and then after put the lower limit, so we get this one. But when you take the t tends to plus infinite, so what you are going to get, 1 divided by infinite is nothing but that is a 0. So finally you will get the only 1. So we can say this is a finite answer. So therefore the given improper integral is nothing but convergent and its value is nothing but 2, 1. Let us see another question. Evaluate integration minus infinite to 1 x times e raised to 2x dx if it is possible. So here given lower limit is nothing but minus infinite, so we can say this is the improper integral of the type number 1. So in that case, whenever we solve these improper integrals, so what I have to assume that minus infinite is replaced by new constant set t. Then after we will assume that t tends to minus infinite. But whenever we integrate, so you have to use the Leibniz rule for the integration. So this is u and this is v. So just first u as it is, and then integration of v, that is e raised to 2x divided by 2 minus derivative of x is nothing but 1, then integration of this one, that is e raised to 2x divided by 2, but 2 is there, so we have that is a 4, then derivative of 1 is nothing but 0, that means we have to stop it over y to 1, that is t to 1. So let us put first x is equal 1, so what you are going to get e square divided by 2 minus e square divided by 4 minus, when x is replaced by t, so you will get t times e raised to t divided by 2 minus plus e raised to 2t divided by 4. So whenever you simplify, so you will get e square divided by 4 minus t times e raised to 2t divided by 2 plus e raised to 2t divided by 4. But when you take the t tends to infinite, so what you are going to get e raised to minus infinite, so that is going to be the 0. So therefore this quantity is going to be 0 as well as this quantity also is going to be 0. And therefore we will get e square by 4, and that is the finite quantity, and therefore we can say that the given improper integral is nothing but convergent, and its value is nothing but e square divided by 4. Let us see another question. Discuss the convergence of the integral, that is minus infinite to plus infinite 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx. So in that case, you have to assume that any constant between minus infinite to plus infinite. So let us see. So first, integration minus infinite to 0 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx plus integration, that is 0 to infinite 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx. So here also you can assume that any constant, say 1, 2, whatever you like. But for the simplicity, I am just assuming that only minus infinite to 0 and then 0 to infinite. So this is the case number 1. So we can't evaluate these two integrations separately. So let us see first integration, that is 0 to infinite 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx. So again upper limit is infinite, so limit t tends to infinite, integration that is 0 to t 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx. But when you integrate, so you will get the only answer, that is the pi by 2. So let us, now we are going to focus on these improper integrals. So in that case, minus infinite is there, so I have to write the limit t tends to minus infinite, t integration t to 0 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx. But we know that integration of this one is what? That is the tan inverse x over t to 0. So when you put the upper limit and lower limit, so you will get minus tan inverse t. When you take the limit t tends to minus infinite, so you will get minus of minus pi by 2. So in that case, answer is nothing but pi by 2. Since both the integrals are what, that is the finite value, so we can say both the improper integrals are convergent, and hence improper integrals will be what? Exactly convergent. And its value is pi by 2 plus pi by 2, that will be the only pi. Now improper integral of the second kind, or you can say type 2. If the definite integral in which integrand becomes infinite or unbounded or discontinuous at one or more points within or at end point of the interval of the integration. For example, this is the improper integrals because this integrand, this is function and this function is known as the integrand, and this is the discontinuous at x is equal 0, or you can say it is unbounded at x is equal 0, and x is equal 0 is nothing but boundary of this interval. So we can say this is the improper integral of type 2. So another, we have given that the interval minus 2 to plus 2, and this is the integrand. But when we assume that x square plus 1, x square minus 1, so we can say x is equal plus 1 or x is equal minus 1. So in the both the case, we are going to get x square minus 1 is 0. So 1 divided by 0 is nothing but infinite. So it is called that the function is discontinuous at x is equal 1 and minus 1, and both the points which are belong to minus 2 to plus 2. and therefore it is the improper integrals. Third one, if you assume that x is equal 4, so what we are going to get 1 divided by 0, that is the infinite. So we can say upper limit is nothing but at that point the function becomes unbounded, or you can say discontinuous, and therefore we can say this is the improper integrals of kind 2. So in that case, this kind of improper integrals can be evaluated. Suppose that f of x is infinite or unbounded at the particular point x is equal a, then what we are going to focus that this is the point where the function is going to be the unbounded. So instead of that point, I'm just going to assuming the new constant. Then after we will take the limit c tends to a. We will follow the procedure. Then if f of x is infinite or unbounded at the x is equal b, so in that case what I have to assume that just b is replaced by the new constant, say c, then after we will take limit c tends to b. If fx is infinite at x is equal c within the interval that is a to b, then improper integrals, so whatever we have integration a to b fx dx, so c is between a to c, so we are going to assuming that integration a to c fx dx plus integration c to b fx dx. Then as usual we have to follow that this is what at the point where the function is going to be the unbounded. So I'm just going to assuming that the new constant, so limit d tends to c integration a to d fx dx. I'm just going to assuming the new constant, say e, so integration e to b fx dx, then e limit e tends to c. If fx is infinite or unbounded at x is equal a and x is equal b, that means whatever we have given that the integration, so in that case lower limit and upper limit in both the cases the function is going to be the unbounded. So in that case we will assume that any constant between a to b, so that we can get the f of c, that should be the finite quantity. So integration a to c fx dx plus integration c to b fx dx, mind well this function has the finite value at x is equal, that is the c. So in that case we can evaluate by assuming a is equal to constant, say d limit d tends to a integration d to c fx dx plus again b is replaced by new constant, say e integration c to e fx dx, then take limit e tends to b. Say equation number 4. Whatever we have said the equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is known as the convergent if the corresponding limits are exist, and divergent if the limit does not exist. So let us see this question integration, that is 0 to 3 1 divided by square root of 9 minus x square dx. Here the given integral is the improper integral of the type 2 because the function f of x is nothing but unbounded at x is equal 3. So therefore the integration, that is 0 to 3 1 divided by square root of 9 minus x square, can be evaluated by assuming the new constant instead of 3. So what I'm just going to assuming that integration, that is 0 to 3, then we will assume that limit t tends to 3. But we know that integration of this function is what, that is the sine inverse x by 3 over that is 0 to 3. But when we put x is equal to t, so we will get the sine inverse t by 3 minus sine inverse x is equal to 0, so we will get sine inverse 0. But this is nothing but 0. But sine inverse t by 3, but when we put t is equal to 3, so we will get the sine inverse 1. But sine inverse 1 is nothing but pi by 2, which is the finite quantity, and hence we can say this is the improper integral is the convergent. Taste the convergence of integration pi by 2 to pi sec x dx. So here in this question we can observe that the sec pi by 2 is nothing but that is the infinite, and sec pi is nothing but minus 1. So therefore we can say that these improper integrals of the type 2, and therefore whenever we solve this kind of, so what we are going to assuming that pi by 2, at that point we are going to assuming that new constant, say here t, then after we will assume that the limit t tends to pi by 2. But when you integrate with respect to x, so what you are going to get ln of sec x plus tan x over t2 pi. But when you put the x is equal pi, so what you are going to get, that is the sec pi, and sec pi is nothing but what exactly, -1, and tan pi is nothing but that is the 0. But this is what exactly, whenever you simplify, so it will be, that is the ln1, because sec pi is nothing but -1, but its absolute values are there, so therefore we can say ln1 minus x is equal to t, so we will get ln sec t plus tan t. But when you simplify, so what you will get, that is the minus infinity, because tan pi by 2 is nothing but infinite, but minus is there, so our answer becomes that is the minus infinite, and therefore the given improper integral is nothing but divergent. Next question, evaluate integration that is 0 to 3 1 divided by x minus 1 dx if it is possible. So here we can see that this function becomes unbounded if we assume that x is equal 1 and x is equal 1 is belong to that is 0 to 3, and therefore this is the improper integrals of the kind 2. So whenever we solve these type of improper integrals, so in that case you have to assume that integration that is 0 to 3 1 divided by x minus 1 dx. But this can be written as, because x is equal to 1 is nothing but function is going to be unbounded, so we are taking integration that is 0 to 1 and then after 1 to 3 1 divided by x minus 1 dx. So let us first focus on this one. So in that case we can observe that at 1 the function is going to be unbounded, so I'm just going to assuming the new constant, then after limit t tends to 1. But when I assume that its integration that is ln x minus 1 over that is 0 to t, so when I put first upper and the lower limit, so I will get the, when we take the limit t tends to 1, so we will get the minus infinite. So we can say this is the improper integral is nothing but divergent, and therefore divergent plus any finite quantity, or you may say again it is a divergent, so ultimately it is going to be the divergent, and therefore we can say the given improper is going to be the divergent. So in this video we have discussed about the improper integrals of the type 1 and type 2. Thank you.